Blunt cut metal work, October 3rd, 2019. Today I'm testing this I call jungle knife. It's Aeb-l, a 63 Rockwell. It's heat treat 4.0, and the spine here is 1/20th, thou of an inch thick, and the whole knife weight is 15.9 ounce. So I try really hard to keep it right about 1 pound, and the balance is about right here. That's where I like it to be. And I sharpen it with the Edge Pro 18 degree per side at using the diamond plate 600 grit, and thickness behind the edge is fairly thin, is 15,000 behind the edge. And this little red arrow because I was testing earlier, so the edge got a little bit wobble a little bit, so when I sharpen, it's one side apex but the other side is bent on the other side, so this area is a little extra thin because of that. That was a little arrow there. So this is the newspaper, so it's very sharp. And so the design of this knife is this. I call the back here actually I was going to use for patoning, but I changed it so that it actually unsharpened or no. And this over here is for chopping area, and this over here is for I call kitchen duty or some, even though it's thin, it's going to be for kitchen. So, and here is some tomato, and for kitchen I designed it so that actually its profile, if you hold here, the front here, from the after the belly, it's flat, almost like would be like a chef knife would be. And so I can pinch right here, and the balance is going to be for I can have access to and this is a cucumber, and so you will see that it tends like a chef knife, so you don't hear the wedging. Well, this thing is let's see if it's not particularly crunchy anyway, so but they're not wedging much. And this is the hard onion here, and the onion, you can see. So they can do kitchen work and cooking, camping, or other thing, or final work. And I'm going to, because in the spirit of testing, and what about processing, doing meat things. And of course you can cut meat normally and you can have bone contact, right? And here is a piece of pork rib bone. Well, again, I don't it's testing. It's not meant to be if you are going to use it for abusive, for these kind of thin geometry. And this is the bone here, so if you happen to cut into bone, if you happen to do thing and you are boning, you are cut into bone, right? And that's okay, and because this is chopper. But this is, I don't recommend doing this. Maybe you want a little thicker behind the edge, so that but if you have to meat. And again, you have this knife you bring with you, right? I have to make sure I find all the bits before all the animal ants get at it. And I say, okay, that was, we'll see how that does. We'll check the edge real quick, and then we're going to test the chopping ability, because again, this long big knife is able to do a lot of things, right? So I don't know whether something stick here or there's something here, but anyway, as far as in the wood, it's doing fine on that task. Anyway, so of course we start out with doing something. This is 2x4, but I think the wood is kind of fast growing, so I want to use this very easy wood. Again, the chopping is here because of the belly, the curvature, and so they help the PSI, keep high PSI, and better for penetration. You can chop here, but for more of a fine, tapping or something, right? But here is the one that we're going to do heavy chopping.
No, because
So that is for the softer 2x4, and I got a little stronger 2x4 here, and this is where we go on this end. Stronger 2x4 here is a lot heavier, and you can see the dark streak. And so the wood, I mean, it's a lot harder than this 2x4. You can see the grow ring here is set tighter. Versus this is very spread apart. Anyway, so that, and do a quick check on the chop bit. It shouldn't do anything, but do a quick check anyway. I mean, again, 18 degrees per side. Behind the edge thickness is not very thick. And next up would be, I got this semi-dry eucalyptus, and I've been chopping a lot. And because it's thin, I mean, it would be a little biting. I mean, it would stick, so sometimes frustrating. So I'm going to chop on this end here, because they will, over here probably more stuck more often, but over here is easy. So I'm just going to chop the easy thing. The wood fairly dense and semi-dry. It's not dry. And you can see here, it's not that wet over here. But anyway, it's high dense. Density of the wood is fairly high. And well, this is too short. And this is some driftwood. I think it's manzanita, and so it's fairly high density. But anyway, here you go. So I mean, I've done this before, so okay. Because I've done it before, but anyway, here you go. Go down to, this is my very short little guy, but it's dry eucalyptus, and they get really dry and really acculate quite hard. And so even for a bigger knife to hit this piece of wood, Looks like it coming loose. Chopping like this is not friendly, but oh well, you got the idea. Okay, come on. Get into the... This piece of paper is funky. Alright. Sometimes you have to... this back here, the thing got... It don't damage. But I think I have tough time. Let me slow it down. As far as you in terms of whether it may be damaged or not, I don't know where. If you want to focus, all right. Thanks for watching.